Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Glimpse, a special one this time. While we have a lot of projects ongoing, a lot of new cool things constantly coming out from the AliveNow studio, this month we wanted to take a special deep dive into more of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, because the design and development teams are constantly working tirelessly to bring new and exciting experiences to audiences everywhere. So this time, let's dive into Glimpse Beyond. So when it comes to engaging with your customers in store, at your retail outlets or in malls, there's nothing that comes close to an immersive VR experience. So we're constantly looking for ways in which we can tap into that potential, right? Something that we're working on right now is called the Goblin Brawl, where you are immersed into a little hamlet and you are put on the spot, so to say, where you are fighting against a goblin, but the goblin keeps spawning in different directions and different locations in this space, and you need to use your hand gestures to play the game. How it works is your hands are used to block objects that he's throwing at you, but it's also being used to shoot at him to eventually beat him in this game. Now, while the game itself is fun and it's something that you can play at home as well on your headsets, whether it's the Meta Quest 3 or it's the Apple Vision Pro, it's something that you can download and play. What we are really excited about potentially is for brands to use something like this for themselves. Now imagine your brand has a mascot and it's the holiday season. Maybe it's Diwali, maybe it's Pujo, maybe it's Christmas. And the game immerses you into a shopping experience. Let's just say your mascot is sitting somewhere in this space. And what it's doing is, unlike the goblin, where the goblin is evil, over here your mascot is your friend. And what it can be doing is jumping from place to place around your space and throwing different products that your brand sells to help you make your gift basket or to help you create your shopping list. Potential is definitely massive for very detailed, curated, branded experiences where we harness this VR technology, and it's quite exciting to see where it goes from here. So as a consumer, whenever you're making a purchase decision, you are doing a bit of research. Your friends and families are telling you certain things, they're suggesting what bike to buy, what washing machine to buy. So imagine that we create an experience that enables a salesperson to actually excite a customer to make their final decision. So what I'm talking about is this application that we're working on that we can train using machine learning to display incredible information about actual physical objects that are in front of you. Imagine you have a motorcycle and then you have the entire fleet of bikes at the dealership. And the salesperson just needs to load this app and point their screen at this motorcycle. And as a consumer, you'll be able to see some incredible details through augmented reality. You can essentially see the entire motorcycle disassembled by looking at the different features of the engine, the transmission, why one feature is better than another feature, and eventually make an educated decision and make your purchase. Now the application is really cool because it can be trained to contain the entire fleet of products that your brand might be selling. Imagine you have 14 different bikes and scooters and EVs and all of that combined. All of those things can be built into this application, and all it requires is your salesperson on the floor, or even a consumer. They can download it from the Play Store or the Apple Store and point their phone at one of your products out in the market, and they can learn more information. And since it's an application, more features can be added along the way. It's a really cool feature and a really cool thing that we're working on with object tracking. So at AliveNow, we've been making games for years. They all specialize, or they're all purpose built for individual briefs, right? Whether it is the launch of a product or it's to give away vouchers or something like that. They're all designed in a way to be quickly consumed and enjoyed by customers, and brands are able to give away certain gratifications. The one thing that all of those have in common is that they are quick and easy to consume and easy to understand. But what we are pushing internally is to bring something that is very high fidelity. One you would assume that would require a user to download an app, right? You would assume that if you want high quality 3D characters, high quality sound, high quality animations, you need to download a 500 MB app to play a game, and then not everyone has that space on their phones, let's be honest, right? So what we are doing and constantly pushing for is to create 3D games for the web. And the Malabar Adventure is a perfect example of that, where you are playing a game that is buttery smooth, super high quality graphics, high quality sounds, high quality character modeling. It's almost like you're playing something that could be an old PlayStation game or a standalone application, but instead you're just using your browser. Phones and hardware is very capable of handling things like this today. So there is a massive amount of potential for us to push the envelope for your brand and for your campaigns by creating something that is either done strategically for a specific campaign, or maybe a game that you want to run throughout the year, and as the seasons change, you want to give away certain prizes, we can do that as well. Along with the work that we're doing in the 3D gaming space, like you've seen earlier, we're also exploring ways in which we can use physics inside web-based games. Usually you'd associate physics and something that's a little more complex with a standalone application, like you've probably played Paper Toss, one of the famous old ones. What we've built is the Cookie Tower Builder, where essentially we're playing with gravity and trying to stack things in a certain way so that you can place your foundation and then through timing try and place something that is as tall as you can possibly make it. It's a really cool, fun, addictive game because there is a small learning curve in the first 2 attempts that you make, and then eventually you really enjoy playing the game because it's rewarding when you can build something as tall as you can. Now imagine the alternative ways in which this could be used as well. Maybe you want to build the tallest building in your area. Maybe it's for a real estate brand. Maybe it's shopping season, say Black Friday. You want to stack all your brand's boxes as high as you can to unlock some kind of voucher that you could utilize during the sale. Possibilities are quite vast. But the utilization of physics inside a web-based game is something that hasn't been done enough, and there's a massive amount of potential for us to build some really impressive experiences like this one. So we found that when it comes to branded experiences online, or using any kind of technology, we found that web-based experiences are the ones that have essentially the least barriers to entry. A person has their phone, they have their Chrome or their Safari browser, and as soon as they scan a QR code or they launch a link, they're in, right? So that's why we've been looking for different ways in which we can make experiences that are super engaging via a web experience. So this example that you're taking a look at right now is something that we're playing with perspective on. Over here, obviously, you're following a Formula One car that's going through a track, and it's following the car. The really cool thing is how it changes perspective based on the turn that you're taking and things like that. And what we see potential with this feature is, imagine how we could build a treasure hunt. Now imagine you're controlling a mascot or a character and the camera's following along. We've built the space around this character, and you have to meander through the aisles of a shopping mall to find certain goodies that you're trying to collect. That's one example. Maybe you're controlling a shopping cart through a retail store. Again, visualizations are completely based on what the brand needs and what the objective of that campaign might be, but playing with perspective is something that has a high potential for interest from a consumer because it's just exciting to look at and play with. So that does it for Glimpse Beyond. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.